Hey everybody, this is Andrea. I'm coming to you with my second Flosstube video. I thought today I'd do the Know Your Needleworker tag and show you my progress for the past couple weeks and show you some of the charts in my stash. So, I'm going to do the tag first. I believe it was created by a YouTuber called Whimsidaisical, so I'll link her down below in the description. I wrote the questions down on my scratch pad. Isn't that cute? My friend got it for me for Christmas a couple years ago. Okay, so the first question, where do you live? I live in Newfoundland, which is in eastern Canada. I'm on the west coast. I believe Pam Reed is from Newfoundland also, but she's on the other coast, I think. What do you do for a living? I'm a computer programmer, actually. Technically, I'm like the assistant manager of the IT department where I work, but I mostly do programming, and like we fix the odd printer and network issue and the odd help, my screen's gone black and now I can't do anything sort of issues, mostly programming. Do you have any children? No, I don't. I don't really know if that's in the cards for me either. It's not really something I ever really planned on for my future, or really, when I think about my future, that's not necessarily what I think of for myself, if that makes sense. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have two cats, Simba and Houdini. They're both they're not like purebred cats or anything. They're backyard rescues, really. They were both wild when they were kittens. Simba came from my great uncle's backyard where he was a wild kitten, and Houdini came to live with my mom when he was about 8 months old. He was a wild kitten, and now he lives with me since I got the house, because now I can have two cats. And she had three rescue cats, so it was a little much. I'll insert a picture here because they're both sleeping and I don't really want to disturb them right now. Or maybe here. There's more space here. What are your other hobbies besides stitching? I did diamond painting a little bit, but I don't really have a good spot for it right now, so I haven't been doing that for the last little bit. I have a couple of paint by number kits, but I haven't done any yet. I do want to do those in the future though, but that'll probably have to be like down in the basement this summer, because the last thing I want is for my cats to jump up on top of it and then have painty little paw prints everywhere. I read some. I used to write a lot, but I don't really write anymore because I spend so much of my day writing code that going back to like writing the English language is a little weird for me, if that makes sense. What is your favorite movie? Sorry, I wrote down favorite abbreviated. What is your favorite movie? I don't know that I have a favorite movie per se. Like I like all the MCU movies pretty much. There's only like one or two that I haven't seen. I like Ever After, the one with Drew Barrymore in it, the like Cinderella retelling. I like rom-coms, but I can't really go to the theater to see them because I'm one of those people who will like cry at the sappiest, cheesiest romantic movie, and I don't know why, but there are some movies that I could watch them 25 times and I will cry every freaking time. And it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. What is your favorite TV show? I like watching documentaries and stuff. Like I watched Tiger King recently, and anything about animals or nature or like true crime stuff, anything really. I watched all of Gotham, even though it was terrible at times, but I stuck with it till the end. I've been watching The 100 the whole time. I'm a little sad this is going to be the last season, but it kind of seems like the same sort of plot line keeps happening over and over again, so it's probably a sign that maybe it's time for it to end. I watched the first 3, 4 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but then I kind of stopped. I watched, I think, 5 seasons of Doctor Who and then stopped. I do have to get caught up on that at some point. I stopped like partway through the first Matt Smith season and I never picked it up again. I don't know why, so I need to do that. Favorite music? I don't really have favorite music per se. I know like back in the day I used to be into like the angsty pop punk sort of music, but now I'll listen to pretty much anything. The only thing I don't really like is classical music because I prefer something that has lyrics to listen to. What one word best describes you? I had no idea what to say here, so I asked my friend, and the first thing he said was, "Well, you're not gonna agree with me, but I'm gonna go with sweet." And I'm like, "No." Nauseous face, no. And then he said something, and I made a remark, and he said, "Oh, I know the word for you, smartass." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can agree with that one, because I've always got some kind of snappy remark or something." But yeah, so apparently smartass is my one word because I always have a smartass comment, which can get me into trouble sometimes, but I try to behave myself in like situations where I'm like at work or something. But yes, so that is the Know Your Needleworker tag. And now I'm going to show you what I worked on the past couple weeks. Okay, so first thing I worked on is Hope, which is by Artisy Cross Stitch, and the art is by Melanie Delon. Oh, she's upside down. I believe I worked on. I finished this column here since the last time I showed you this one, and I did a little bit of this column here. I have about, I think, 2.5 full pages and like 3 partial pages left to do. I'm not totally sure on that. I'd have to check. Oh, this is on 16 count white Ada. It was like the first big project that I started, so I was a little too scared to do it on like 18 count or 20 count or even anything higher than that. I think 16 count was a pretty good choice for my first project though. In spots, the coverage is a little not what I'd like it to be, but I'm working with it at this point. It's too far gone to change it now. The other thing I worked on, there's 2 more things that I worked on this time. I worked on SK Iris Keeper, and I think last time I showed you I only had like this little bit done. So I started doing a diagonal, and then I was following Blitz Stitch's tutorial, or attempting to, and then I decided I didn't think I wanted to do it that way for this one. So I started working down the first column of the page, and I'm like feathering it a little bit so I don't get that like harsh line, which I did with Hope in a few spots because I didn't think about that at first. So I think I have about 100 stitches to the bottom of the page here, and then I'm going to move over to the next column. I'll put a picture of what she's going to look like when she's done. This is on 18 count white Ada. I started her later than I did Hope. And last but not least, I did a new start. I told my friend Ian, the one who came up with the smartass word, that I would do him one of the epic Pokemon ones, and he liked Generation 3 the best. So I got a little tiny start. It's only like 200, 250-ish stitches. I only have like 55% of the floss that I need for this yet. I've got an order coming from 123 Stitch, so I'm just gonna do what I have for now and hope for the best. It's on 22 count white heart hanger. It's really soft. I got this from Heaven and Earth Designs. I was gonna use it for iridescent, but I got like 2.5 pages in, and I didn't like the way 2/1 looked on 22 count. And I started trying to pick it out, and it was a disaster. So I attempted to cut the piece off, thinking I got extra, you know, it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. It wasn't big enough after I did that, so I'm using a different piece of heart hanger for that, and I'm going to use this for the Pokemon. And this one's really nice and soft, but the other heart hanger I have, I think it's in like, it's either ivory or antique white, and I got it from like a different supplier, and it's not nearly as nice as that stuff. Ooh, also, That finish I mentioned for my friend last time that I couldn't show you because it's in her office. Apparently I forgot cell phones were a thing last time and she could send me a picture of the finished piece. So I will put a picture of that here. It's Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful by Lizzie Kate, and I cannot find the pattern for the life of me. It has to be here somewhere in some box that I haven't unpacked yet since I moved into the house. So I will find it at some point. I just have not found it yet. Okay, so that's my progress section of the video. So now I'm going to show you some of the charts in my stash, and if you want, I don't have very much hand-dyed fabric. I only have like 4 or 5 pieces. If you want, I can show you that. And I have a little bit of hand-dyed floss, like, okay, more than a little bit. I have a fair bit, but I don't really know what to do with heavily variegated floss, so if you guys have any ideas about that or anything, please leave them down below because I love it. It's beautiful. I had to have it, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. No idea. Okay, so I'm going to do this one designer at a time. So first I have Lizzie Kate. I have 3 per patterns that I can find and the one that I can't. So first I have number 142, Cat Lessons for People. Oh, I don't know if, there we go, you can sort of see that. I'm totally gonna do this one and like put it on the wall above the fireplace in my living room or something. I have so many cat decorations, I swear to God, like every time there's like an occasion or an event, somebody gets me a cat decoration. I have them all over my living room and dining room area. They're cute though. I do love my cats. Yeah. I also have number 164, Mothers. I really want to do this one for my mom. I have a piece of like 40 count Ren linen from Picture This Plus that I would love to do it on. The only thing is if I do that, I won't be able to put the little buttons in the center of the flowers because they'll be too small. But that shouldn't be a huge issue because the flower is stitched like all the way to the center anyway, so it should be fine, right? It'll be fine. Oh, I also have number 175, Bra and Panties, and the patterns say, friends are like bras, close to the heart and always there for support. And the other one is, put your big girl panties on and deal with it, which is totally something that my mom would say to me. So I thought that was hilarious. And it comes with the little button, so that's nice. I would love to do these. I don't know if I just do them for me or if there's anybody that I would give them to, but I am going to do them at some point. Next one is Goddess of the Sea by Joan Elliott. Is she pretty? I got this one because I really wanted to get a Joan Elliott shirt to try, and she was the one that caught my eye the most. I have 2 pieces of fabric that I can't decide between that I want to do her on. They're both from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Yes, it's Aloha and April Showers. One's like a yellowy color with bits of like pinkish and bits of white, and the other one's like a pale blue with bits of like purpley. So I don't really know which one would be the best for her because I think she'd look nice on the yellow, and I don't know if any of the blues would get lost in the April Showers one. I have Plum Pudding by Glendon Place. I think I showed you this one last time. This is actually a whip I'm working on for a friend. I have El Barro Affettuoso by Alessandra Adelaide Needleworks. Again, I wanted to get one of hers to try, and I noticed she had a lot of the tree ones. I just thought this one was cute because it has all the little hearts and stuff. I have a chatelaine I have the hard copy and the digital copy, which I also paid for because I got the hard copy before I read that the PDF is a lot. I'm sorry, Houdini. Come on, baby. Come on. Sorry. I got the paper copy before I heard that the PDF was a lot easier to work with because it comes in color. And apparently it's a lot easier to work with when it's in color. Come on, babe. Houdini can't decide if he wants to get up or not. I also have some Mirabilias and 2 Nora Corbetts. So Mirabilias I have are Damask Roses, which is the first one. I think she's really pretty, but when I bought her, I was in the mindset that I'm gonna buy all the Mirabilias and stitch them, and then I'm just gonna have a mass Mirabilia collection. I'm over that now. I'm over that now, and I really don't know if I do want to stitch her because she's beautiful, but I don't know if she's really my style, and I know she's out of print, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with her because I got her back when she was regular price, like 4 years ago. And I don't know if I want to try to sell it because I know it'd probably go for a crazy price, and I'd feel really guilty making somebody pay, more than like regular price when that's what I got it for. So I'm like, do I give her away? Do I sell her for like the normal price that she would have been at the time? I am not sure yet, but I will figure it out. I have Fairy Moon. I'm working on her right now. She's a similar sort of situation. She's out of print, and I'm wondering if when I'm done with her, the pattern's not in there right now. I took it out to make a copy of it, and it's in like a little plastic sleeve right now. I'm in the same sort of mind with her, because like once I stitch her, I know I'm not going to want to do her twice, so I'm thinking I'm going to have the same sort of dilemma with Fairy Moon. What do you do with an out of print chart that you're never going to stitch again? I have the Rose of Sharon. She's so pretty. I will definitely do this one. And I think she's all DMC, so that's nice. I have Christmas Elegance. Christmas Elegance? Yes, Christmas Elegance. She's really pretty. I think all of this up here is beads. I'm not totally sure. Fairy Flora. She's still in the plastic. I don't know if you can see her very well. I doubt it. I'm sorry. She is, oh, there we go. She is really pretty though. I will definitely do this one. I find myself liking like the fairies and the mermaids the most, so those are probably the ones I will actually get and actually stitch. So this is, I don't know if it's Adia or Adia, the garden fairy, but this was one I saw. And I thought, I have to have that. I need to do that. It needs to be in my stash now. So I bought it. So I have 2 Nora Corbetts. I have Fairy Spring Fling. I saw her and I'm like, I need that. It's beautiful. It's got the oranges and some pinks, and it's just beautiful. And I got one of the Little Mermaids, Mycely. Fairies and mermaids. I can't help it. They're my thing, apparently. She's really beautiful, though, and I will definitely do her at some point. And I like the Nora Corbetts because they seem like they might be smaller than the Mirabilias, so they'll fit on a smaller piece of fabric, which is always nice because I know Damask Roses will not fit on a fat quarter of fabric. It will not. At least not according to my calculations. Where did I put my notebook? My shout out. Oh, one more thing. I also have this Dimensions Gold Collection kit. A lady from work gave it to me. She had gotten it for her mother, but her mother's eyesight is not really good enough to do it anymore, and she knew I did cross stitch and stuff, so she asked me if I would like it, and I said absolutely, I would love it. So now it's my baby. Okay, so I will be right back. I need to find my notebook where I wrote down my shoutouts, and then I will be back to do them. Hey everybody, I found my notebook that I wrote down my shoutouts in. It says, "Don't let your dreams be dreams." My same friend who got me the scratch pad got me that. So my first shoutout is Cowgirl Kate. I started watching her videos and I saw her Celtic ladies and I was hooked. And then she showed the chatelaines and the mirabilias, and I'm like, I want to do all of that. So the Celtic ladies are what really drew my eye though. Like she's got one that's got a conversion to like the blood red dress from Lord of the Rings, and my inner nerd was just like, yes. So when I saw that, it was great. I also have been watching Blitz Stitch. I attempted to try out something like his diagonal parking method on SK Iris Keeper, but I don't know if maybe it's a little more involved than I like to get while I'm stitching, because yeah, I like to just kind of zone out and stitch, and this is a little bit more than that, but I do like the logic of doing it that way so that like the design shows up faster. It's just the whole placement of each stitch so that you get like the optimal amount of threads in the hole when you're doing the next stitch. That is throwing me off a little, but I will play around with it and see if I can find a way to make it work for me. Coffee Stitcher. I used to watch this back in the day. I'm caught up on about the first 8 videos from everybody on my list, and then I think I came to the conclusion I'm just gonna like binge watch one person at a time so that I can like be like, okay, I'm caught up on you. I only have to watch your new videos. I'm caught up on you. I only have to watch your new videos, and then I can kind of hopefully someday eventually be caught up. I do know that Coffee Stitcher hates Anne of Green Gables though, and that makes me sad because while the movies with Megan Follows in it were not my favorite, the books are amazing. And some of the like newer adaptations are, you know, arguably better. People are gonna hate me for saying that. Yes. Uh Teresa Little Stitcher. I had not watched hers before the last video I made actually, but I was like searching for Flosstubers and I came across her full coverage for beginners tutorials, and I really wish I had seen them when I was more of a beginner because it would have been so helpful and made things much less scary, because like she explains stuff really well and she says, well, you do this, you know, because there's like a reasoning behind it. And I also probably would have gotten like the gridded fabric because that would have also been very helpful. I'm thinking about getting some of those Paco thread organizers that she uses to try them. My thing is, I need to get at least 2 for most of my Heaven and Earth Science projects. And I have quite a few of those that I'm either working on or going to be working on. So I'm like, I need to get like 12 thread organizers. So I'm not sure about that. Andrea C. I Heart Cross Stitch is another one that I found more recently. I started watching her videos just before I made my last video. I found her through Stitchmania. Yeah, I really like the kit she's working on, the Dimensions one with all the buildings and the trees. That's kind of what made me want to do my own Dimensions kit. It's a little less architectural, but yes, I think it's gonna be pretty and it'd be nice to hang around Christmas. I'm on about video 8 of hers as well. She's like the first one in my binge watching list. So I'm going to be doing that this evening when I'm stitching. Who else? Mrs. Milky Bar Kid. Her chatelaines. Holy crap. Yeah, I have that chatelaine pattern in my stash, but I have been kind of too afraid to start it. But You know, if somebody can do that many chatelaines, I can probably do one, maybe. I hope. What scares me the most is that there's gonna be specialty stitches in here, and I've never done those before. Never done French knot, never done a Jessica stitch, never done like one of those eyelet stitches. Never done any of that, so I'm a little scared. But it is what it is, and I won't know how to do it unless I practice doing it. So I will do that at some point. So those are all my shoutouts for this time. I will hopefully have more next time. I hope you've all had a great few weeks, given the circumstances, and I hope the frog stayed super far away. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you to everybody who liked, subscribed, commented, and hope to see you next time with a lot more progress. Bye.